Hello, Mr. Ha. Can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
It's good to see you, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me here.
Okay, and many people, including me, are looking forward to your valuable insights. So are you ready?
Okay, give me 1 second.
Yes.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, we can see your presentation following the screen. Okay, please begin your presentation.
Hi everyone, my name is John, and my Korean name is Ha Jung-woo. It's the same as a famous actor, but I'm a different person. So let me start with my introduction first. I was an engineer at Google,
저는 구글
and my
일을 하고 있었고요. 저는 컴퓨터 공학을 전공을 했습니다.
I was working as an engineer, and then somehow I just felt like I wanted to invest in a restaurant, and I acquired a Korean restaurant in Silicon Valley, and I thought it was just a fun project, fun side project for me, but like it was not. I was really shocked how difficult it is to run a restaurant. It was not about like learning a secret recipe or inviting your friends and have a party. It's really like the daily battle to keep the restaurant running was like beyond the imagination, and the amount of physical labor involved was very high. So, and there was always someone sick or got injured or just didn't show up. So I had to fill in those missing positions, and it's an endless story. Like if I fill in the server position, then someone in the kitchen quit. And if I do cooking and we hired a cook, then someone at the server quit. So I had to constantly fill in the missing position, and ended up, do a lot of cooking and a lot of serving. And that's how I learned how the restaurant industry is operated. And I felt like it's my life mission that like we have to change this with technology. Why are people doing this all by hand? So I was lucky to meet with very smart co-founders, and they were sitting at the corner of my restaurant developing this robotic product to help with my restaurant operation. So we grow up inside the restaurant. We're part of this hospitality industry, and we have grown from here. So one funny story is that the thing that our co-founders hate the most is the K-pop, because they were sitting at the corner of this restaurant and listening to the music all day long, and like, yeah, John, I reached my life limit about K-pop. So, and then on one day of a week, we closed the restaurant and invited all our team members, and we just constantly iterate on the product and develop our robot. So I thought like I was an amateur, that I was not running the restaurant efficiently and having all these pain points. But later I realized that it's not. It's the entire industry's problem. The restaurant is based on the real estate. So restaurant industry and the real estate is very tightly coupled together. So understanding the location is very important. So restaurant itself affects the location, and location itself affects the restaurant. And given the restaurant and the foot traffic, you can pick what kind of food and service that you're going to offer, and that creates the experience. But the whole industry was suffering from a huge labor shortage. At the same time, minimum wage is rising. And now, due to COVID and the delivery food, the entire location, the meaning of the location is changing. The finance structure is changing. Customers' behavior is changing. So there's a lot of things going on. And not to mention, businesses are closing as well with a mandatory shutdown. So as a result, a lot of restaurants lost huge amount of money. but due to collaborative efforts from the governments to, all the way down to consumers, we are surviving. But like especially the dense cities have got a bigger impact with the revenue cut, but like the delivery, food is helping the restaurant industry to survive, and people see that the restaurant industry is not going to go away. It's just like the demand is suppressed, and the future is still bright. As long as we can go through this hardship together, we'll have a better future. On the bright side is restaurant is like opening 7 days. You're so busy battling with daily operation. You really don't have those, like a time or energy to think about how can we do this better. I had like tons of things that I wanted to improve, not just on the technology side, like on the food, how to manage the food ingredients, how to prepare for it, but like I just didn't have time to do it or educate employees to try something new. But now is a good time to reboot. So I think that's a lot of things, these experimental things happening while the restaurant is closed. And this is a very big market. I was so shocked, and it's one reason that I should quit Google and found the company is actually the market size. Just in the US alone is close to $1 trillion market, and then just people are spending a lot of money in the labor. That means that there's a lot of people are suffering with the physically demanding work. So you probably have heard of a lot of innovations in this space. So this hospitality 4.0 is actually coming. And then how should we prepare for it? How should we accept this? The moderator mentioned that like, humans' job will be replaced, right? There's a lot of people worrying about it. And I'm going to explain how we should be prepared and move towards the brighter future. So I'm going to show you a couple of videos and start some discussion points. So this is Molly Robotics. I've never seen this in real. I just saw this video. This is a company in the UK, and they even founded in like 5 or 6 years ago. So like a very frontier company. Let's see how their product works. All right. So how did you feel when you look at this video for the first time? If it's the first time seeing this video, how did you feel? Do you like it or? Oops. Okay. So what was your reaction? Are you surprised or scared or skeptical? It's really a shocking video that like a robot arm is cooking a chef, like a Michelin star chef quality food. And then you don't have to cook. The robot does all for you and with the AI, and this is possible. But this is different shock from the shock that we got when Steve Jobs presented the first iPhone. that was like everyone was awe and then like, please take my money. But this is it's surprised and shocked and a bit. Some people say it's concerned. And why is that? Why are we afraid of robot taking away our job, or why are people skeptical about it? There's this concept of uncanny valley, where the likeness of human shape of the robot, the familiarity goes up, but at a certain point it goes down, and people try to hate. Like, let's say a robot, it looks exactly the same as the human or closer to humanoid. People don't like it more than a simple, simple shaped robot. But if it goes too much to the industrial shape, they feel like that's just a machine. So if you're a Star Wars fan, there's R2d2 and C3po. So R2d2 on the left side has more fans than the 3po. The 3po on the right side here can speak million languages. R2d2 cannot even speak well, but R2d2 is a sidekick of Jedi and helps people. So there are more fans of R2d2 than this humanoid-shaped 3po. So I guess a little bit of that from the previous robot product is probably a very delicate arm with no face. It moves like a human, but it's not exactly a human. So that's where it's like humans are confused. Like, oh, how should we, digest this? But anyway, that was like a very futuristic video. I don't think that product has come out to the world yet. I'll look forward to it. Who wants to do all the hard work at home? And that's going to be a very good product if it comes out. So this automation, that was more like a B2C product, but like now things are happening at more B2B market. Serving the restaurant space directly. There's like burger flipping robots to serving robots. I'll also introduce a couple more, and let's discuss together about these different approaches. Before that, there's a McKinsey report that says 73% of the restaurant operations can be automated. So someone will gonna definitely attack this problem. Technology is mature. It's a matter of how are we gonna get there problem. So I think the really important thing is that what's gonna be the human's role then? Will humans' job just go away, or will their humans' role and the robot's role separately, right? How are we gonna define what's humans going to do in the restaurant is an important discussion point. So when I did cooking, the fun part is like I have to improvise, and I have to look around and see what kind of customers are there, and I have to guess, be more creative and try to make the best food as much as possible. That was the fun part. The hard part was like I have to constantly move around, stand, and do some hard work. So my back and my shoulder was really in pain, and all my fingers as well. But when I did the serving, the fun part is interacting with the customers, actually providing an awesome experience, and then seeing their happy face, and then they leave happy and then tell me that, oh, today's dinner was great. That was really rewarding, but not so fun part that I didn't want to do was just running around with heavy dishes. So I had to run around like 5 miles. That's like 8 kilometers a day. And if you do that every day, it's really exhausting. There's another approach. I think the longer exists, I think they changed the name and pivoted into a different business. But they use all the technology possible, created no human restaurant. They're serving healthy food. People can order from the kiosk on the left side, and food is prepared and put it into the shelves on the wall, and if it matches your order, you can pick it up. I guess it's my guess. I haven't talked to the founders, but like back in the back of the house, probably have a lot of humans, but they were making tours, fully automating the back of the house. It was a good concept, but somehow people, it was not like people went back to this location for some reasons, because it's probably just salad, and people feel like there's something missing, which is the human touch. They don't see anything, and it's just like walking into a restaurant with just the vending machine. So why not just go into the vending machine and get the salad? So the similar approach is like there's actually a vending machine shaped robot called Sally. Sally makes a fresh salad out of a vending machine, and it's kept fresh. The ingredient is not prepped before it's actually made. So it's another good product with a contactless solution. And then there's two different approaches with the burgers. So the flippy is like flipping the burgers with the robot arm. But I want to introduce a creator burger in San Francisco that cooks the burger with some more very delicately designed hardware. So let's see how they work. Yes. As an engineer, this is a beautifully designed machine. If you just watch it, it's like a very pleasing machine. And then their burger tastes very good. But now let's come back to the human versus robots role. So in this restaurant, this robot is like at the center. It's the main concept of the restaurant. And then humans' role has shifted to maintaining the robot, like put the ingredient into the robot, cleaning the robot, and robot is the chef, robot is the cook, and that's like the main concept. It'll work for this creator burger chain. Hey, we are a robotic burger, and we provide a fantastic burger to you. But like, it's hard to imagine that McDonald's will gonna adopt this for their entire locations, because it's something different. It's just too much change in the concept, because there's the humans' roles are not like, you know, McDonald's with the McDonald's, you know, the logo on their hair. So it's very much big shift in that sense. But like this works because the fast food. There's a lot of, you got to, you know, produce a lot of burgers in a short amount of time. So I think this works pretty well. The next one is a similar concept, but it's on with the stir-fried food. The Spice Kitchen is located in the East Coast, founded by MIT grads. So let's see how the Spice Kitchen works. This is also a beautiful machine.
At Splice, we set out to create a new style of restaurant. We wanted to bring amazing meals to people at a more affordable price point. Each meal is made to order in 3 minutes or less, starting at $7.50.
When we were 4 MIT students, we couldn't really find a decent meal at an affordable price point.
As robotics-obsessed engineers, we set out to create a new, efficient way of cooking food.
From our humble starts in our fraternity basement, we developed a prototype that really sort of proved we could build something that can create delicious, high-quality meals.
Our woks cook by constantly tumbling your food, which provides a really nice and even sear. They're heated with induction, and we have temperature control to perfectly cook your meal every time.
When we had the robotics nailed down, we knew we needed some culinary excellence to really bring this restaurant concept to life.
I'd heard of Danielle, and I knew that he was one of the top chefs in the world, and I decided to try to guess his email address. A few weeks later, I got a response.
Receiving this note from Michael, I was curious. A robotic kitchen was something that puzzled me a little bit. I needed to come to Boston. I discovered that the robotic kitchen brings precision, consistency, taste, and also freshness to the preparation. To complete the team, Spice needed an executive chef. And I found in Sam Benson his experience with me as executive sous chef at Café Boulu, also his experience in fast casual, was a very good fit.
Danielle and I, we're taking a very vegetable-focused menu, complex, delicious, and nutritious meals, being able to transfer it to the Spice Robotic Kitchen.
Spice was created to be affordable, tasty, and nutritious.
I really hope that our customers will leave feeling that they've gotten a delicious, exciting, and amazing meal at a really affordable price point.
Yeah, how do you feel about this compared to the Creator Burger? I guess the major difference is that there's a chef in front of the robot, and behind the chef, there's this robot that empowers the chef. The chef can say, this is my food. This is the food that I created, and the robot behind me is cooking it for me. And also, the machines is beautifully designed. It can do the stir fried, and it can even do the cleaning by itself. So I guess I personally like the Spice model the best because it's a perfect balance between the human's role and the machine's role, and that the machine's designed to empower the robot as the empower the human's role, and that's like the really showing a good example of the future of a restaurant. And the next video is our company, my company, Bearobotics. So, I mean, this was my motivation from the beginning. I created this serving robot, food running robot, to help the employees because I knew they're constantly moving around all day long and doesn't have time to really focus on the customer service. So we created a self-driving robot that can carry dishes and ask the servers to focus more on the customer service. And now that robots are deploying in around the world, and this video is created by our partner in Japan. And let's see how the human's role and the robot roles are split.
すいません、お水ください。はい、すぐ参りますので。
じゃあ僕 A セット。
はい、A セットがお一つ。
私 C セット。
C セット。お待たせしました。よろしくね。よろしくね。よろしくね。
いいでしょこの店。
ありがとうございます。クリスマス限定の申し訳ございませんでした。お待たせしました。失礼しました。 以上。お料理も作ってくれるんだ。はい、そうなんです。お願いします。はい、お伺いいたします。
Yeah, how did you feel about it? Let's imagine that, let's say that restaurant didn't have the robot or didn't have the server and just the robot. How would you feel? It's going to be different. But that video shows that it looks like a companion for the server. And server's job is it's a lot of work. And this robot is helping that server can do a better job on their daily task. So, so it doesn't look that unnatural or scary at all. It's just like well blended in, and any restaurant can use it. So, a successful deployment of our robot Servi, people uses it for over 100 deliveries a day. The highest usage is around 300 deliveries a day. The average about 5 kilometers a day. So this is a huge amount of help for the servers, and they no longer have to feel tired by just running around. I met with one server in America, and like she was crying in front of me when I showed and she said that like just this morning, I had to walk about 5 miles. It's just in the morning shift. And my knees are so painful, but I have to work like this every day. And she was crying that, oh, this is really like a good helper for me. So at the market, a lot of people feel like it's not replacing the job. It's actually helping them. There's another example, as a server at a pizza place, and we brought in the robot, and the server says that, hey, I can carry 4 dishes at a time. Robot can only take 2 or 3. Why should I use the robot? And I can run faster. I mean, this person feels like a bit competition with the robot. But after a couple of months, he says like, yeah, this robot is so much helpful. I don't have to go back to the table just to carry around with the cheese or fork and knives. I just send Servi to the table and I can do something else. He become a huge advocate of the robot after using it for a couple of months. So I think the problem is solved there. And then as a result, this is like the best review that I got. It says, customer service is great, not because of the robot, because robot is helping with the delivery of food. Customer service is great because of the servers. It's the human's role, and robot was helping with that. And my restaurant is not that like a great restaurant. It's like I mean, come on, it's engineer-owned restaurant. The food cannot be that good, right? So our average tip wasn't that great. But after we improved this customer service through the robotic assistant, our tip has gone up a lot. So you can see it was $37 bill and someone left $10. Or, I mean, this was like, it never happened before we adopted the robot. So this was amazing. And as a result, there are more customers returning. Our restaurant have seen 30% increase in the revenue. I don't have exact statistics on other restaurants, but like they also said that they see increase in the revenue, and also the tip rate is going up. So it's everybody wins after adopting the robot. So the robotic product, instead of replacing the job, is actually making things more efficient and making people more happy, and then everyone's a winner. So the summary is that we cannot replace bringing hospitality with a robot. That's the human's role. We have to share the love. We have to make people excited. A robot should be on the background helping with a physically demanding or very repetitive job that human doesn't want to do. So robots cannot really replace human because the robot just can do a single task, but humans can do multiple roles at the same time. And humans should be the main character, and robots should do the background role. At our company, we define we use the CEO model to validate the product. So who is our CEO? The C is the restaurant customers, E is the employees, O is the owners. So we have to make these three different parties happy, and our product will be successful. Coming back to the COVID, I guess pre-COVID, restaurant customers really didn't care about whether there's a robot in the restaurant or not. Because people come for the food and the service, not to see the robot. But now, after the COVID, things have changed that, like, some customers are concerned that servers are carrying my dish. They're touching my dish. And what if the server's hand's not clean, right? So people prefer to get served by the robot, and they want to take the food out on their own, even though they know it's heavy and it can be hot and they can burn. But so that has been changed on the customer side. Employee side, they feel like it's a good assistant, and owners see increase in the revenue and one more resource that they can depend on for 7 days a week. Yeah, still the challenges are some employees feel like robots taking away their job, but we have to educate it's not. It is actually, we're using this to help you. It's nothing different than using a push cart that moves around for you. And then people need to understand these type of product better, because it's not like just buying a product and you can deploy. Your whole entire system changes. Your the finance book will gonna change, and especially you gotta educate people, all your employees, how to work with a robot. So so good planning is needed, and good planning for employee education is required. And the most sad thing is that a lot of restaurant groups don't have an innovation team. So they feel like, oh, this might be a future, but then who's gonna drive this? Who's gonna drive this project to adopt to my restaurant? So that's the harder part. So that's why it takes a long time to do a sales. So those are the challenges that we have, but this will be improved over time as more people understand about what kind of technology is available out there. So I guess we all have to be prepared. So the last thing I want to mention is that let's not afraid too much about what technology is there, because like some product may look scary that people will not going to use, right? The future of choice is not based on the technology, it's based on the human. And like, what kind of restaurants or hospitality do you imagine do you want to have in the future? And that's going to be our choice. And always technology was evolving towards, you know, helping the humankind, not eliminating them. Okay, thank you so much. That's all for my talk. I hope that helps audience understand the space better. And